The stale airport air clung to me as I waited, a bouquet of lilies wilting slightly in my grasp. It was supposed to be a joyous occasion, and my wife, seen, back from her girls' trip to Las Vegas. Seen, a vibrant, spirited woman of 43, worked as a dedicated IT specialist in our quiet town of Asheville, North Carolina. We'd been married for 18 years, a seemingly solid partnership built on trust and mutual respect, or so I thought. The first seed of doubt had been planted a few weeks before her trip. Scene had always been meticulous about her phone, but lately she'd become almost paranoid. She'd angle the screen away from me, quickly delete messages, and even change her password, something she'd never done before. When Id jokingly asked if she was hiding something, she'd laughed it off, blaming it on a new security protocol at work. Then there were the late-night calls. She'd slip out onto the porch, her voice hushed and secretive. When I'd inquire about them the next morning, she'd brush them aside as work-related, vague, and unconvincing. But the final straw was the credit card bill. A charge for a lavish hotel suite in Vegas, under Sign's name but booked for two people. Two people, when she was supposedly on a girls' trip with her friends Bront and Dagny. My gut twisted. I wanted to believe her, to dismiss it as a mistake, a clerical error. But the nagging feeling persisted, a cold dread that settled deep in my bones. So I did what any rational, albeit heartbroken, husband would do. I hired a private investigator, a gruff, no-nonsense woman named Verena, who promised to get me the truth no matter how ugly. And ugly it was. Verena's report arrived just yesterday, a glossy folder filled with photographs and detailed accounts. Pictures of Scene, not with Bront and Dagny but with a man. A younger man, handsome and athletic, his arm draped possessively around her. They were everywhere. At the pool, at the casino, in a romantic restaurant, their faces inches apart, their eyes locked in a gaze that spoke volumes. But the most damning evidence was the hotel security footage. A clip of Scene and the man, identified as a personal trainer named Joran, entering her hotel room late at night and not emerging until the following morning. The bouquet felt heavy in my hand, a symbol of a love that had been shattered into a million pieces. As I watched the passengers disembark, I searched for Sign's familiar face, a knot of anger and betrayal tightening in my chest. There she was. She spotted me and her face lit up, a radiant smile that now felt like a cruel mockery. She hurried towards me, her blonde hair bouncing, her eyes sparkling with excitement. "Gunnar, oh, it's so good to see you," she exclaimed, throwing her arms around me. "Vegas was amazing. You wouldn't believe the shows we saw, the food we ate." He pulled away, my face a mask of cold fury. "Who's Joran Scene?" I asked, my voice low and dangerous. Her smile faltered. "Joran? I don't know anyone named Joran," she stammered, her eyes darting nervously. I pulled the photographs from my pocket and thrust them in her face. Her eyes widened in horror as she recognized the scenes, the man, the undeniable truth. What is this?" she whispered, her voice trembling. "This Scene is the end of us," I said, my voice shaking with suppressed rage. "This is you destroying 18 years of marriage for a fling with some boy in Vegas." Tears welled up in her eyes. "Gunnar, please let me explain," she pleaded, reaching for my hand. I recoiled. "Explain what? How you lied to me, how you betrayed me, how you made me look like a fool." "It was a mistake," she sobbed. "It didn't mean anything." "A mistake," I repeated, my voice rising. "Sleeping with another man is a mistake. Spending thousands of dollars on a secret rendezvous is a mistake. You think I'm that stupid?" Scene. I turned and walked away, leaving her standing there, alone and exposed, in the middle of the airport. The lilies fell from my grasp, scattering across the floor like fallen petals. I drove home in a daze, the weight of my shattered marriage crushing me. The house felt empty and sterile, devoid of the warmth and laughter that Scene had once brought into it. I spent the next few days in a fog, replaying the events in my mind, trying to make sense of it all. How could she do this to me? To us? What had I done to deserve this? I consulted with a lawyer, a sharp, pragmatic woman named Jana, who advised me to file for divorce immediately. "Don't let her manipulate you, Gunnar," she warned. "She'll try to gaslight you to make you feel like you're overreacting, but you're not. You have every right to be angry, to be hurt. Protect yourself." I took Jana's advice and served Scene with divorce papers. She was devastated, of course. She called me incessantly, begging me to reconsider, promising to change, to make things right, but I couldn't. The trust was gone, irrevocably broken. I couldn't look at her without seeing the images of her with Joran, without feeling the sting of her betrayal. She moved out, taking only her clothes and personal belongings. The house felt even emptier now, a hollow shell of what it once was. I threw myself into my work, trying to distract myself from the pain. I started running again, pounding the pavement until my legs burned, until my mind was numb. But the nights were the hardest. I'd lie awake in bed, staring at the ceiling, haunted by memories of Scene, of our life together. Then a strange thing happened. A few weeks after Scene moved out, I received an anonymous package in the mail. Inside was a USB drive. Curious, I plugged it into my computer. The drive contained a series of videos, apparently recorded secretly, of Scene and Joran. But these weren't romantic interludes. They were conversations, heated arguments, and in some cases, outright manipulation. In one video, Joran was berating Scene for spending too much money on him. "I thought you said your husband was loaded," he sneered. "I'm not going to waste my time with you if you can't keep me in the lifestyle I am accustomed to." In another, Scene was pleading with Joran to leave his girlfriend for her. "I am going to leave Gunnar," she promised. "We can be together, just you and me." But the most shocking video was one in which Scene was discussing her plans to divorce me and take half of my assets. "Gunnar's a good man, but he's naive," she said to Joran. "He'll never see it coming. It'll bleed him dry." I was stunned. I couldn't believe that Scene, the woman I had loved and trusted for so many years, was capable of such cold-hearted calculation. That's when I decided I wasn't going to let her get away with it. I wasn't going to let her take half of what I had worked so hard for. I was going to fight back. I took the videos to Jana, who was equally appalled. "This is gold, Gunnar," she said. "This is evidence of premeditation, of intent to defraud. We can use this to fight her divorce settlement." We filed a motion to dismiss Sign's claim for half of my assets, presenting the videos as evidence of her fraudulent intent. Scene was furious. She accused me of invading her privacy, of manipulating the evidence, of being a vindictive and controlling husband. But the judge wasn't buying it. He ruled in my favor, stating that Sign's actions constituted a clear attempt to defraud me and that she was not entitled to any of my assets. Scene was devastated. She lost everything: her husband, her lover, and her financial security. She was forced to move back in with her parents, her reputation in tatters. Joran, too, faced the consequences of his actions. His girlfriend dumped him, his gym membership was revoked, and he became a pariah in the local fitness community. As for me, I was finally free. Free from the lies, the betrayal, and the toxic relationship that had consumed me for so long. I sold the house in Asheville and moved to Denver, Colorado, a city I'd always dreamed of living in. I started a new business, a tech startup that quickly gained traction. I surrounded myself with positive, supportive people, people who valued honesty and integrity. It wasn't easy. The scars of Sign's betrayal ran deep. But I was determined to heal, to move on, to build a new life for myself. One day, about a year after the divorce was finalized, I received a call from Scene. Her voice was weak and trembling. "Gunnar, I need your help," she said. "I am in trouble." I hesitated. Part of me wanted to hang up, to slam the door on her forever. But another part of me, the part that still remembered the good times we had shared, couldn't bring myself to do it. "What's wrong, Scene?" I asked, my voice guarded. She explained that she had gotten involved with a dangerous man, a con artist who had swindled her out of her savings and was now threatening her life. "I don't know where else to turn," she sobbed. "Please, Gunnar, you're the only one who can help me." I was skeptical, of course, but I couldn't ignore her plea for help. I flew back to Asheville and met with her. She looked terrible, haggard and worn, a shadow of the vibrant woman I had once known. She told me her story, a tale of manipulation, deceit, and desperation. She had fallen for the con artist's charm, believing his lies and investing all of her money in his fraudulent schemes. Now, he was demanding more, threatening to harm her if she didn't comply. I contacted the authorities and provided them with the information Scene had given me. They launched an investigation and quickly apprehended the con artist, who was wanted in several other states for similar crimes. Scene was safe, but she was also penniless and alone. She had lost everything, just as she had once tried to do to me. I didn't offer her any financial assistance, but I did help her find a job and a place to live. I wanted her to learn from her mistakes, to rebuild her life on her own terms. I returned to Denver, feeling a sense of closure that I hadn't expected. I had forgiven Scene, not for her sake, but for my own. I couldn't let her betrayal define me to poison my future. I learned a valuable lesson from that experience. That trust is a precious gift not to be taken lightly. And that forgiveness, while difficult, is essential for healing and moving on. I eventually found love again, with a woman named Astrid, who valued honesty and integrity above all else. We built a life together based on mutual respect and unwavering trust. And as I looked back on my past, I realized that Sign's betrayal, as painful as it had been, had ultimately made me a stronger, more resilient person. It had taught me the importance of self-respect, of standing up for myself, and of never settling for anything less than I deserved. The anonymous package, I later discovered, had been sent by one of Sign's former friends, Bront, who had been disgusted by Sign's behavior and wanted to expose her. Bront had risked her own safety to help me, a testament to the power of loyalty and the importance of standing up for what is right. The road to recovery was long and arduous, but I emerged from the ashes of betrayal stronger and wiser than before. And in the end, that was the greatest revenge of all, to live a happy, fulfilling life, despite the pain that Scene had inflicted upon me. I hope this story resonates with you. It's a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there is always hope for a brighter future. Don't let betrayal define you. Instead, use it as an opportunity to grow, to heal, and to create a life filled with love, joy, and unwavering self-respect. Remember, you are worthy of happiness and you deserve nothing less. Stay strong and never give up on yourself.